seemed perfect until one day an old friend of Anita's, Cruella de Vil, came to visit. Perdita and Bongo were very frightened of her. Cruella stormed inside looking for the puppies. "Where are the little brutes?" she demanded. "It'll be at least 3 weeks, replied Anita. "No rushing things, you know." Anita offered Cruella a cup of tea, but Cruella couldn't stay. "Let me know when the puppies arrive," said Cruella. "Cheerio, darling." With that, Cruella slammed the door and was gone. So clearly she was in a rush. Three weeks later, during a dark and stormy October night, Bongo and Perdita became the proud parents of 15 perfect puppies. Roger, Anita and Nanny, the housekeeper, were delighted. That same night, as the lightning flashed and thundered, Cruella returned. 15 puppies, she cried excitedly. "How marvellous! I'll take them all." "We're not selling the puppies," said Roger, who wasn't going to put up with Cruella's demands anymore. "Not a single one. Just wait," cried Cruella angrily. "You'll be sorry, you fools, you idiots." A few weeks later, when the puppies were older and had their spots, Cruella's henchmen, Horace and Jasper Baden, lay in wait to dognap the puppies. They sat in their van and waited for Roger and Anita to take Perdita and Bongo for their evening walk. Once the coast was clear, the Badens forced their way into the house. When Nanny tried to stop them, the Badens locked her in Roger's music room. By the time Nanny managed to escape, the Badens were gone, and so were the puppies. The police immediately launched an investigation, but as the days went by, the puppies were still not found. After realizing the humans weren't getting anywhere, Bongo and Perdita said, "I'm afraid it's up to us." Bongo decided to try and take the Twilight back. Bongo decided to try the Twilight back. This was the quickest way for dogs to send and receive news across the country. east and west all over England. Before too long, the Twilight Park reached an old sheepdog called Colonel, who lived on a farm. I can't even say it. Colonel's friends, a horse named Captain. There we go. A horse named Captain, and a cat named Sergeant Tibbs. Sergeant Tibbs. They listened to. They were all surprised to hear that 15 puppies had been stolen. Yeah, and we know who's done it. Look at them all sat watching TV. How cute. I just remembered Tibbs said to Captain and Colonel. I can't say that. For some reason it's not registering in my head. 2 nights passed, I heard Puppy barking over at the Hell Hall. You mean the old DeVille place? No one's lived there for years, said Colonel. Strange indeed. Well, I suppose we better investigate. So Colonel and Tibbs went quickly up to the manor house. Being small enough, Tibbs was able to sneak inside. He saw Horace and Jasper Budden were eating supper and relaxing in front of the television. All around the room there were puppies. Not 15, not even 50, but 99 of them. 99 puppies. Oh, there she is. The big baddie herself. Cruella de Vil. Colonel quickly returned to Captain's stable and loudly barked the good news. Within no time at all, the Twilight Park sent the message all the way back to London that the puppies had been found. It finally reached the ears of Perdita and Bongo. They set off across the snowy countryside as fast as they could to rescue their puppies. Meanwhile, Tibbs was keeping watch on the house. When he saw Cruella drive up to the Hell Hall, he went up to the manor to hear what was happening. Cruella was ordering the Baddens to kill the puppies. It's got to be done tonight, she cried. I'll be back first thing in the morning. With that warning hanging in the air, she turned and was gone. Tibbs was horrified. Cruella wanted to kill the puppies. There wasn't a moment to lose. As soon as the Baddens began watching television again, Tibbs crept through the hole in the wall and whispered to the nearest puppies, "You better get out of here if you want to save your skins." When all the puppies had been alerted, Tibbs led just in the nick of time and quickly bounced into action. Perdita attacked Horace while Bongo tore at Jasper's trousers. Under cover of the fight, Tibbs led the puppies out of the house and to safety of Captain's stable. So Captain's the horse. Leaving the Baddens in a heap on the floor, Perdita and Bongo dashed after the puppies. "Everybody here?" asked Bongo. "All 15. "Twice that many, Dad," replied one of the puppies. "Now there's 99 of us." 99 puppies. 99 puppies. "What on earth would she want with so many?" asked Perdita, wondering what Cruella was planning. "She's going to make goats out of us," said another puppy sadly. Bongo and Perdita were shocked and decided to take the puppies back to London with them so they'd be safe. So Bongo and Perdita are going to take all of the 99 puppies back to London. Perdita, Bongo, and the puppies set off back to London, leaving a trail of paw prints in the snow. Cruella, who had returned for the puppies, quickly spotted the paw prints and the chase began. Eventually, after trudging across the cold countryside, Perdita and Bongo led the tired puppies to the shelter of a blacksmith's shop. Cruella and the Baddens were still on their trail, determined to catch them. Suddenly, Bongo had an idea. He made the puppies roll in some soot until they looked like black Labradors. That's very smart. I always knew that Bongo was a good one. Under the cover of their disguise, the puppies climbed into a van that was going to London, but fallen snowflakes began to wash away the soot. Cruella saw white patches appearing on the puppies' coats and realised that she had been tricked after them. She shouted to the Baddens. Bongo just had time to leap onto the bumper of the van as it sped off, with Cruella and the Baddens right behind him. Cruella was determined to force the van off the road, but her car skidded out said Nanny. Yeah, there is a lot more. Roger, Anita and Nanny counted up all the puppies in their house. 101. Excuse me, guys. 101, declared Anita. What will we do with them? We'll keep them, cried Roger happily. In this little house, asked Anita. We'll buy a big place in the country, replied Roger. It'll be a sensation, said Nanny. And that's exactly what it was. Oh, that's the end, guys. So they managed to get them back in the end, and they even moved houses so that they could keep all of those puppies. Oh my gosh, so many puppies. So that was 101 Dalmatians,